Hi Gemini, welcome to December. This is Teresa from TarotScope, and this month we have a full moon in your sign on December 7th. Neptune goes direct on the 4th. We have a new moon in Capricorn on the 23rd. Chiron goes direct on the 23rd as well. And then we have Mercury going retrograde at the end of the month on the 29th. And we will talk about that later. Let's see what the cards say about Gemini and what you need to know about love and relationships. What is coming up for Gemini in terms of love and relationships? What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships? For December 2022. The Four of Pentacles, the Star, the Seven of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the High Priestess, the Empress, and the card at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is a card of holding on tightly to something, looking for security. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles can mean that someone in your relationship, it could be you or your partner, is being a little too controlling. Like you want to control the outcome and you need to go with the flow, or you're holding too tightly to someone and you need to lighten your grip. It could be, basically you're looking for security in the relationship. And you can have what you're looking for. I mean, I'm seeing good cards for love and abundance coming up. And the Star is a card of a wish fulfilled. It gives hope. So if you've been going through a difficult time in a relationship, there is hope that things can improve. But you have to let go of your need for control. And you have to, if it's not you, and either you or whoever's being the controlling person in the relationship needs to release their control and not worry so much about losing the person. Or feeling like, I don't know, it may not work out, and you're like, so you have to kind of just enjoy it, live in the moment, and enjoy the relationship without trying to control the outcome. You have in the past the Seven of Wands, so this is about standing up for what you believe in, maybe setting some boundaries or standing your ground in an argument. You may feel like you've been battling things out with someone, but you also, the Seven of Wands, I mean, you actually have three sevens, so the relationship is in transition. With the Seven of Wands, it's letting you know that you can overcome these problems. You have the vantage point. So even though you might be fighting with someone, you might think, well, they're going to just go and be with somebody else. I don't think the person wants to be with anyone else. They want to make it work. But you have to work out some things. And with the Seven of Swords here, this is about facing the truth or not trying to run away from problems. So sometimes the Seven of Swords comes up when you feel like someone's trying to take something from you. It's like the thief card or the sneaky card. You may feel like someone's trying to take what you have. There might be competition in a relationship. Someone trying to steal your partner away. Or it could also mean, though, you may feel like your partner's not being transparent, not being honest. And this could go for either. If it's not you, it could be the other person. Or if it's not the other person, it could also be you. You have to ask yourself, am I being transparent? Am I doing anything sneaky that or underhanded, or am I doing anything behind my partner's back? Or am I doing anything that could make my partner suspicious of my actions because I'm not being transparent? It may be that you're not doing anything at all, but if you don't come clean with, if you're not upfront about things, it may appear that you're doing something sneaky or behind the scenes. Another way that the Seven of Swords can come up in a relationship situation is you are not willing to face certain issues in the relationship. And so to get to this Star place and this Empress place, which is, abundance and reward and, family and, all the good things, harvest, you have to be willing to face the truth about what's going on in the relationship. Like, you can't run away. You can't sweep things under the rug. So if the relationship has some issues, you may be like trying to brush them over, not take them seriously. Like, oh, don't worry, this, change the subject, do anything you can, but deal with the issue, right? So this is about facing the truth, facing what you need to face, even own up to your part in the relationship. If there's something, it takes two to tango. So a lot of times when people have conflict, they always want to blame the other person. But it's two people. So you can't have a relationship without both people contributing. So you have to look at, what am I doing? What is my partner doing? No one is working in a vacuum. You're both working together. You're bouncing off each other. So your behavior triggers the other person's behavior triggers your behavior. The best you can do is look at what you're doing and try to fix that. Be honest with yourself. Am I doing anything that's causing conflict? And how can I do things differently so that we have less conflict? And that could be by being more upfront, being more transparent, not avoiding the issues, having the difficult conversations, taking ownership if there's something that you need to take ownership for. If it's the other person, you both have to sit down, and I'm not saying it's all your fault, but it does take two to tango. So you can't just you can't continue to sweep things under the rug. And I think that things are changing, but maybe you have this you have this King of Pentacles here. So you could be dealing with someone that's an earth sign, or someone who's looking for security, someone who's very different than you, because as a Gemini, you're an air sign. Geminis like to keep things light and breezy. You don't like to go too deep. You want to keep things fun and interesting. And so if things get heavy, if you go through like some heavy moments in a relationship, it's uncomfortable. And you may want to just let's just forget about this. Let's do something else. You don't want to deal with it. If you can, take time out and think and try to be a little bit more, try to deal with it. To satisfy this king, I think that things could work out better. And I'm seeing positive things coming toward the end of the month. So, but the main issue I'm seeing is someone holding on tightly. So you don't really want to leave the relationship, but you do have to do some work and avoid the Seven of Swords energy. If this is your energy, you need to try to avoid that energy. Maybe you're working on some secret project and you don't want to let your partner know. But maybe whatever your behavior is bringing suspicion to the situation. Then you have the Seven of Cups here. Now the Seven of Cups can be, you're kind of confused about what you want in the relationship, where you want to take it, where you want it to go. You have the Lovers here. So you're going to have to be making a choice. Maybe you have more than one option open to you in relationship, and you have to choose between two people. Or the choice can be, should I stay or should I go? It may not have, I'm not saying that everyone is having, if you're in a committed partnership, I'm not saying that you're cheating or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that you have to be honest about your feelings and where you want to take the relationship. You can't avoid that conversation. You have to let your partner know. Where do you fit in my life? Where do I see us going? You have the Two of Cups here. So you have a strong connection with the Two of Cups and the Lovers and the Star and the Empress. I mean, you have a very strong connection. But I feel like the relationship is in transition. And maybe it's in transition or it's stagnating because you're not sure where you want to take it. Or you're not sure there's just, there are things up in the air. You haven't made a definite decision about the relationship. Because with the Seven of Cups, this is about choices. And it's about imagining the different options and how each one would be. But until you actually, until the rubber hits the road and you actually commit or take action in a certain direction, you don't really have anything. You just have thoughts and dreams. So if you want to manifest security in a relationship and abundance and like home and family, you have to let your partner know how you feel. You have to be willing to deal with the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs. You can't run away from problems when they arise. There's no perfect relationship. We all have moments when we're really compatible and moments when we're fighting, and it's how you deal with those challenges that make or break a relationship. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. This is a new beginning. The aces are planting seeds. Possibly could happen at the new moon in Capricorn. I don't know, we're having a new moon at the end of the month. But this is prosperity. It's a new beginning, and it could be a new job offer or a new beginning in a relationship where you decide to make it more of a commitment, because Pentacles are about manifestation. They're about something concrete. It's not in your mind. It's not a dream. It's an actual thing that you're creating, and you're starting something. You have the High Priestess here in your wish fulfillment. That's another thing of you're doing a lot of thinking. You have to take time and listen to the inner voice. Maybe a part of you is wondering, how do I feel about this person? Do I want to take it to the next level? Do I want to make a commitment? Is this person right for me? I know that you have strong connection, because the Two of Cups and the Lovers, this is a relationship that's it means a lot to you, and your life would be a lot different without it. Like you would feel that something was missing. So it's worth it to make it, to try to give the energy and make it work. And the outcome is the Empress. This is a card that involves children and home and family. So it's possible that you have a partner that wants to create some kind of a home and family, or you yourself want to commit to someone to feel like you have some kind of family or home. You don't want to be alone. And you're going to have to make some decisions this month and some choices. So for some of you, it could be choosing between different options, like which one do I think is the best fit for me, and then commit to that one relationship and not juggle. Or it could mean, do I stay in this relationship and make a commitment and put all my energy into it, or do I walk away? I don't feel like you're about to walk away. I'm seeing hope, and like the star is hope. The star is a dream coming true. And you have the Two of Cups as a soulmate connection. I mean, you really have a good connection. You just have some issues to work out. But I think where the problems are coming is someone in the relationship is not facing the truth or not willing to deal with the difficult aspects of the relationship. Once you are willing to do that, and it may be a situation of setting boundaries or having a difficult conversation where you talk about things that may not be pleasant, but you have to come to some type of an agreement. You have to come to some type of compromise. But I think that you can have an amazing relationship. You can make some amazing changes. I feel like things are in transition, and that's why they feel a little bit unstable. But by the end of the month, I feel like it's going to clear up, and you have an opportunity to create something really beautiful. So let's see what the angels have to say to Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? What's the message from the angels? Eternity. Gently move your awareness from the external world to a world of light within your heart. Allow each breath to heal you as you drift to a place beyond time. Eternity exists within you, forever sparkling like a diamond. You are in essence a shining star, forever transforming to ever greater light. So I feel that you can make changes in the relationship and make it more permanent and come out of this confusion. I think that's going to happen. But it's going to happen because you realize the value of the relationship, how important this person is to you. You realize the value of the connection. This Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, but it's in your negative thinking sector, so you might be doubting that that's possible. So focus on the positive. Focus on what you want to create in the relationship. And the Empress, I mean, for some of you, you might be deciding to have children, or you might be feeling that maybe you're going to buy a home together, where you feel like you have this family connection. If you're starting a new job with the Ace of Pentacles, sometimes the Ace of Pentacles can bring a new, a job offer. It's going to pay. It'll make you feel more secure financially, where you can offer. Maybe that's what you're waiting for too. You're looking for something stable financially. You want to feel secure. You want to be able to provide for your person, and maybe that's what's holding you back. You're waiting for that prosperity to come in so you could say, okay, now I have the money, I can offer you this. So for some of you, you might be waiting for career success or financial success before you make a commitment. But I do know you have a strong connection with someone, and it may take, it's going to take time to get to this star place. But I think you can do it. You can make it work. So don't hold back your feelings. Don't sweep things under the rug. Face what you need to face. Make a decision and run with it, because I think you're on the trajectory for abundance. So let's see what the moon is going to bring. So you have this full moon in your first house, and the sun is in your seventh house. This is your relationship sector, your relationship axis. And the moon is with Mars. Mars is retrograding, and Mars is going to be in your first house until March. So you're really going through some changes. When Mars retrogrades, you kind of rethink your actions. What am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? You're reconfiguring how you appear to the world, how you show up in relationships even. But Mars is also giving you courage and energy to go after what you want. But right now, because it's in the retrograde period, you may be taking a step back to evaluate your choices and evaluate your plans. The good thing is Mars is trining Saturn and the moon. I mean, this moon is trining Saturn. So Saturn can bring, if you're making a decision about a relationship, it can bring commitment and stability to a relationship. But Saturn's in the ninth house. So Saturn, as in a trine or sextile, it's sextile the sun and it's trine the moon and the Mars. You can take action. With Mars in your first house, you're the one who's going to have to take action. So when you get figured out what you want to do, when Mars starts to go direct in January, you may decide to take action to make a relationship more stable. You can maybe think about making a commitment even. You also have Venus is in your seventh house. And Mercury is just moving into your eighth house. So Mercury, and you have Pluto there too. So your financial situation is changing on a big level. It's really transforming. Venus in the seventh brings harmony, and it could bring love. If you're not in a relationship with someone, it can bring love. Now, the other things that are happening that are great, you have Neptune and Jupiter in your 10th house. When Jupiter is in Pisces, it's been in Pisces, so it's bringing you abundance and luck and opportunity in career. And with Neptune there, you might be really realizing a dream, manifesting a dream. Maybe you're doing work where you're actually helping others or healing others, or you're doing social work. You may have been confused about your career, but once Jupiter moved into Pisces, Jupiter is bringing you opportunity, sudden opportunities to advance in your career. Jupiter always brings abundance. This moon is squaring Jupiter, this full moon. So there could be some things to work out if you're forming some type of career partnership. You may want to make sure that you have all the details nailed down, because sometimes Neptune can bring confusion or it could bring deception But if you're doing something creative, Neptune's bringing inspiration and creativity. But you still want to make sure that you understand what you're getting into, because Jupiter can bring excess and abundance. You want to make sure that you can handle everything you're about to take on, that you don't take on too much, that you have the energy. I mean, you have the energy with Mars, but right now it's retrograde, so you're not feeling the full force of that energy. But when Mars goes direct in January, you may have to like tweak your plans a little bit and then hit the ground running in January. January, February, March, things are going to start to shift and move. The beginning of January, Mercury will be retrograde, so you want to be careful about signing contracts. Wait, if you can wait till after, the end of January to launch anything or to sign on the dotted line, that would be a good thing, because you may have to redo or rethink things when Mercury is retrograde. So you'll have Mercury and Mars retrograding, and it's squaring Neptune. It's going to cause some issues, but Mars squaring Neptune. Mars squaring Neptune, we've already dealt with the exact transits of that. It brings confusion. It brings where you may feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not sure what I want in my career. I don't know if I'm on the right path or not. But you just have to change your thinking a little bit. With Saturn in the 9th, you may have to pick up some new skills. The 9th house is long distance travel, teaching, learning. It's also your belief system. So you don't want to, it's like, do I believe I can do this? You have to have faith that you can do what you're trying to achieve. And if you believe in yourself, Mars trine Saturn can help you. You have to be willing to do the work, because Saturn always requires work. If you're willing to do the work, and you might be traveling more in relation to your career, or connecting with people from a distance, maybe even connecting with people from other countries. If you're older, you might be teaching what you learn, or counseling, or coaching. Now, Jupiter is sextiling Pluto in the 10th, from the 10th house to the 8th house. So that is great for getting financial support for anything you're trying to accomplish. That could be an inheritance. It could be resources like getting grant money, getting a loan from a bank to pay off some debt, getting a big tax write-off, a tax return. It also can relate to a partner's money. So if you're committing to someone and you're joining resources together, your partner may be going through a very prosperous time, can help bring money in. So this is all good. Now, Chiron is in Aries. And Chiron, let me see, where is it? For you, it's in your 11th house. And it's sextile the moon in your 1st house. So there could be some healing that needs to happen around a friendship or a connection, or even a group that you belong to. It's a good time to start something. Like if you had a falling out with someone, now's a good time to try to work something out where you have some healing conversation, or tell the person how you feel, or tell the person what your plans are. And you could heal that relationship too. I mean, you have really positive vibes for healing a friendship or healing a connection. And especially now, Neptune is going direct. Things are going to start to move in your career too. So you've had a lot of time to think about what you want and dream about, how am I going to get to where I want to be? Now you're going to, take time out and really focus on what you really want to achieve, and you can do it. Then we have the new moon in Capricorn. Now that's happening in your 8th house. So the 8th house is other people's money. It's also about dealing with the shadow, like our fears. If you have any fears about intimacy, maybe you're in a relationship and this person's really important to you, but you're afraid of the connection. You're afraid of being overwhelmed by it. You can have a new beginning with this new moon in Capricorn, but you're also going to have to do the work that's involved. So like relationships are not easy, even good ones. You're going to have like fights every now and then. It's how you handle conflict that makes or breaks a partnership. you have Venus and Mercury and Pluto. They're all going to be in your 8th house. So your 8th house at this new moon is going to be in focus. And I feel like you can make, it could bring money, it could bring, but because Mercury is also there, I feel like it's a good time to talk about the shadow aspects, like the things that we avoid about ourselves. So you might have to think about, what do I do to block intimacy? What do I do to push people away? Think about how you feel about money, other people's money. Have you been relying too much on other people for financial support? And how do you want that to go? I feel like you have some healing to do. Uranus is in your 12th house. So it's been helping you to see certain things, bring certain things to the surface, and free you from past baggage, from past psychological baggage. And the great thing is that you have Mars in the 1st house, and it's going to be in your 1st house until March. So you have a lot of time to really think about, who am I? How do I show up in the world? And if you're happy, and how can I do it better? How can I take action to show my true gift, to utilize my gifts, and to show people, and even my partners, that I can, that I'm a force to be reckoned with. You could be feeling a little feisty with Mars in the 1st house, so don't go around fighting with everyone. But you can really make some major changes in how you are being viewed in public. Because like the 1st house is your physical body, how people see you, your astrological mask. It's also your health. So you might decide, I'm going to take better care of my health. And I'm going to start exercising. Or I'm going to, I want to be stronger. I want to be seen as someone who is a take-charge person, an active person, a fearless person, someone who initiates. But as a Gemini, you may have many projects going on at the same time. So you may have to eliminate, know what your energy limits are, and don't overload yourself with too many things. But I feel like there's going to be some major breakthroughs in a relationship, at least from the full moon. You're going to see what the problem is, and then you could take action to solve it. And then the new moon, you have an opportunity for a new beginning to bring greater intimacy into your life and to overcome those fears. So if you've had any fears about either money or really bonding with someone at the soul level, fears about some things that, the dark, like dealing with the shadow, we all have a shadow side. You can make some real progress with this new moon in Capricorn, as long as you're willing to do the work and face the truth. So I think you're going to find that the end of the month is probably going to be, I feel like you can really achieve positive results in a relationship at this time. You just have to communicate, talk to the person, tell them how you feel, and take action. And you're going to wind up in a very prosperous place. So that's my forecast for December. If you like this reading, click on the like button, leave a comment. If you'd like to have a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It will take you to my website. Click on the subscribe button if you want to find out when I upload videos. And have a wonderful December. If you're celebrating the holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy Merry Christmas, whatever you're celebrating, happy solstice. Enjoy December, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.